Welcome to ATMC TV, High School Football Game of the Week. We're coming to you live this week from M.H. Rourke Stadium on the campus of West Brunswick High School. Jay, we've gotten used to this rivalry game in the regular season finale between these Brunswick County counterparts. The hosts tonight, the West Brunswick Trojans, 2-6 overall, 2-4 in Mid-Eastern Conference play, and what a year for Rocky Lewis and the South Brunswick Cougars. Dropped a heartbreaker last week at home against North Brunswick, but still boast a 6-3 overall record, and they're 500, 3-3 in Mid-Eastern Conference action. A huge game, massive playoff implications, a lot on the line tonight here at M.H. Rourke Stadium. Welcome back to the booth with me, Jay.
Hey, great to be here. A quick journey north last week. Had a chance to see all of my grandchildren play football, volleyball, and soccer are up in Northern Virginia. So I appreciate Dr. Mike stepping in for me last week. And we got the captains coming onto the field right now, Sam. And, wow, you know, the last game of the year, maybe the last game for some of these West kids on this field, it's kind of an emotional night.
It is, Jay, and you know, one of the captains for West Brunswick, senior middle linebacker Carter Wyatt, had a huge play last week in the Trojans game against New Hanover. He sacked the quarterback, forced a fumble that was recovered by Tyleek Webb, who ran about 30 yards into the end zone for West Brunswick's only touchdown. What a career that young man has had. We'll talk a lot about a lot of the seniors on the field tonight from West and South Brunswick. And South Brunswick's got a captain out there in Shelton Bo Cook, number 42, and then number 10, Noah Harrell, and number 3, Danny Parker as well, who have done nothing but make plays during their Cougar careers.
There are some awesome high school football players on display here this evening, and Sam, you just rattled through several of them for sure. Bo Cook has had a wonderful senior year for South. He leads them with 118 tackles. He's got 7 tackles for a loss. Garrett Frazier, a junior linebacker, 71 tackles, 12 of them for a loss and 8 sacks. Demarius Wise, a big guy in the middle with 65 tackles. And old Bishop Brown, who seems like he's been around forever at South, as a senior, 59 tackles and 3 fumble recoveries. This South team plays really good defense, Sam. They only give up just under 12 points a game. And, of course, they're going against an outstanding and exciting offensive unit for West Brunswick. Brett Hickman's team this year, Kevon Daniels, the leading rusher in the area, 1,008 yards. That's 15 touchdowns on the ground. Javen McCray, the junior quarterback's thrown for over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. And the diminutive one, the junior wide receiver, J.J. Cobb, 58 catches, 751 yards, 7 scores. He is fun to watch.
Jay, also celebrating youth football night here at M.H. Rourke Stadium. Look at the youngsters leading the Trojans on the field, the Shallotte Bucks and the Shallotte Pirates.
Brett better be out there recruiting, right?
Oh, boy. Oh, we had a spill on the 45. Oh, no. Watch out, high school kids.
Yeah, let me tell you.
All right, everybody's up, Jay. Everybody's up, and that's the best news. Boy, crisis averted 3 minutes into the broadcast. Way to go, youngsters. And we hope all of you will stay right here with us for the opening kickoff on ATMC TV. Welcome back to ATMC TV. Jake Holmes on the color tonight. I am Sam Hickman. Entire ATMC TV team, Nathan Evers, Aaron Varnum, Jake Godek. We're all excited to cover this regular season finale, the fall 2021 season. Jay, it dawned on me a few minutes ago. West Brunswick played 8 games during the spring season. Tonight will be their 9th game. We've done at and then the playoffs last year, we've done 21 high school football games this calendar year.
Holy moly.
Yep. Between the spring regular season and playoffs and this regular season, we've 2021's been good to us.
Well, let me tell you, I don't know how lucky two guys can get, right, to have the chance to do that.
A short pooch kick. West Brunswick won the opening coin toss and elected to receive. It was fielded cleanly by senior tight end and defensive end Mikey Smith, but he was knocked down at the Trojan 36-yard line. And Jay, to your point earlier about South Brunswick's impressive tackling, boy, I don't know that I've seen all year, Jay, a play where someone just broke 3 or 4 or 5 tackles against South Brunswick and scored on a big play. They just do a great job of bringing you to the turf.
Absolutely, Sam, and that's one of the reasons they're only giving up 12 points a game. They tackle superbly.
Swing route to Daniels. He's got a little bit of room. And he's wrestled down close to the 40-yard line. Danny Parker came up from his safety position and brought down Daniels. So the pass complete from junior Javen Peanut McCray to Kevon Daniels for a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the Trojan 39.
And you will hear Sam call out Danny Parker's name a lot here tonight for South. He is an athlete. 51 tackles defensively, 4 interceptions, 948 yards rushing.
He threw it right to him, partner. That is an interception by number 5, Bishop Brown. The senior makes a huge play to jumpstart the Cougars. I'm not sure what McCray saw there. Jay Brown was there the whole time. I just don't think McCray ever saw him.
Yeah, he obviously didn't see the green shirt that was behind him. And Bishop Brown, he's got 3 fumble recoveries his senior year. You can now add an interception to that total. This is a tough South Brunswick defense. West will be challenged quickly.
Danny Parker on the handoff, got a lot of room, Jay. Carter Wyatt brought him down at the 30-yard line, a gain of 8 yards, so an impressive start from the Cougars. Force a turnover on the second snap of the game and then gain 8 yards on a 1st and 10 run with senior tailback Danny Parker.
A lot of individual matchups here tonight. Parker and Wyatt are just one of a few.
And the solid play continues by T.T. Hussein, Jay. He really has stepped up in about week 3 or week 4 of the season and really solidified, kind of playing that rush defensive end position or outside linebacker. Stops Parker there for no gain. It'll be 3rd and 2 from the 30-yard line of the Trojans.
54 tackles this season for Hussein, along with 4 tackles for a loss. He has stepped up big.
Oh, Jay, a bad snap. Ball still on the ground. West thinks they've got it. Jamison Prince couldn't corral it. Recovered by, I couldn't tell, Tristan
Noah
Williams.
Helms.
Number 30, Noah
Helms.
Helms. Jay, Eagle Eye, Jay Combs with the call. I didn't see anybody get up with it.
Sam, it is not hard to be an Eagle Eye with Helms. You talk about another kid who has really blossomed this year. You're
Sure
mentioning
has.
Hussein, but Helms, 36 tackles, couple interceptions, an errant snap goes over Prince's head. And watch Helms alertly fall on the ball and give West great possession. Wow, the Trojans dodge a bullet with the interception, and the Cougs give it right back on the fumble.
So 2 turnovers in the first minute and 50 seconds of the ball game. 10:08 left in the first. We're still scoreless. Cobb on the jet sweep. Jay's got nowhere to run, and he somehow picked up 4 yards out to midfield. The ball placed at the 50-yard line, so a gain of 4. Man, I thought West Brunswick was staring about a loss of 4 or 5 right in the face, and Cobb just like he was shot out of a cannon, got out to the 50-yard line for 4 yards.
Yeah, Brendan Hoagland, senior linebacker, on the stop for South Brunswick. Hoagland gets kind of lost in the shuffle here. There are so many outstanding defensive players, but he is a good one for the Cougars.
Quarterback draw. McCray got loose, still on his feet. Inside the 40, dropped at the 36-yard line, a gain of 14 and a West Brunswick first down.
Check his Sam, was that? Can we? I don't know if we'll get a chance to see that again. Was that McCray or was that Cobb?
It was I think it was McCray.
I think you probably. Yeah. Let's watch it again.
Yep, that's McCray.
It is.
Yep, number 2.
Wow, Javen's showing some quicks.
Yep, West Brunswick creased him a little bit right there. Now Cobb in motion, but they're going to give it to Kevon Daniels. A good surge again from the West Brunswick offensive line. Daniels kind of bulls his way out to the 32-yard line, a gain of 4 yards, and that sets up a 2nd and 6. Some confusion with the personnel groupings. Jamarion Fullwood came onto the field, and it looked like receiver number 23, Tay King, was coming off, but then offensive coordinator Scott Loosemore told him to stay put for this 2nd and 6 snap from the 32.
That's a big difference, King and Fullwood, size-wise.
No doubt. It's caught. J.J. Cobb wrestled down inside the 20, marked down at the 15-yard line, a gain of 17 yards
Cobb's
on the run-pass
Sam.
option, and J.J. Cobb, the junior dynamo, still down on the turf. And, Jay, if there is one offensive weapon that West Brunswick just cannot afford to lose, it's probably certainly either Kevon Daniels or J.J. Cobb. Let's take a look at the RPO. Fake the handoff, throws the slant.
Yeah, well, maybe
lost
a violent hit, but his head did hit the ground, didn't it?
Oh, maybe with the ball kind of around his belly, that
Sometimes,
maybe he lost his breath there when he landed, or the sternum. Who knows? I'm totally speculating, but we certainly hope it's nothing serious for the junior receiver. Jay, you mentioned it briefly in the intro. What were his numbers coming in?
58 catches, 751 yards, 7 scores, and he's also rushed the ball for 38 yards. So he's had just a terrific year. I mean, he is – I believe the leading receiver in terms of receptions in the area. Poe may have more yards gained catching the football, but J.J. Cobb has really blossomed. This is junior year. He's getting up, Sam.
Good sign for the Trojans.
Well,
Jay,
I'll
probably
tell you what, he's getting up with some help.
No.
That is not a good sign.
No, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, good sign he's walking off, right? But
Jay, he doesn't seem to me to be favoring his legs, but also don't have a real good look at it. We'll see if we can get some kind of update. But boy, what a massive blow that is.
Who do we have working the sideline this week? Is Aaron here? Aaron Andrews, or she blow us off again? Okay.
Lisa Salter.
Aaron Varnum.
Yep, that's right. 1st and 10 from the 15. Give to Daniels. He's still on his feet. Partner, ball's out.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy, West Brunswick, fortunate. And Jay, in a way, unfortunate, because Daniels had picked up about 7, 8, or 9 yards there. He was going to be inside the 10-yard line, but the ball was stripped out and it bounced around all the way back to the 14. So ultimately, what looked like it was going to be an 8 or 9 yard run turns into 1 yard and forces West into a 2nd and 9.
Well said, Sam. Yeah, he lost a lot of yardage there. The Trojans fortunate that McCray was able to fall on that ball.
West wants a timeout. 7:29 left in the opening quarter. West has a 2nd and 9 from the South Brunswick 14. And Jake Holmes, my beloved partner, what a start. On the second play from scrimmage, Javen McCray, a play-action pass is intercepted by South Brunswick's Bishop Brown. South Brunswick takes over inside West Brunswick's 45, or maybe even the 40, has a good running play on 1st down. 2 plays later, they snap it over Jamison Prince's head. West recovers it, and now the Trojans have marched into the South red zone with a chance to notch the first score of the game.
And I'm looking on the sidelines. I believe J.J. Cobb, they have him up on the table there at around the 50-yard line, and he is continuing to get some attention. So hopefully Cobb is going to be okay, and hopefully his Trojans are going to be okay in this 2nd down situation.
2nd and 9 from the 14. McCray rolls out to his right. Try to throw back tight end screen to Carter Wyatt, and honestly, Jay, it may have been best that McCray threw that one at Wyatt's feet, as South Brunswick seemed to be all over it.
Yeah, well defended. Bishop Brown was there. Antoine Thompson was there, so that may have been a very smart move to throw that one away on the part of quarterback Javen McCray.
7:25 left in the first quarter, still scoreless. West has a 3rd and 9. They're going to give this one to Daniels. Still on his feet. It was a good gain all the way inside the 10-yard line, marked down at the 9, but West needs the 5-yard line for a first down. And looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, they got a pretty good kicker in JoJo Hamrick, the freshman, but West elects to stay on the field.
He got him. They got him, Jay. South Brunswick jumped into the neutral zone. It's going to be looks like it's going to be a neutral zone infraction against the Cougars. It is. Boy, and a 4th and 4 from the 9-yard line. That's going to be half the distance to the goal, and it's going to result in a 1st and goal from the 4-yard line.
Boy, those penalties just bite you, and especially the pre-snap penalties. Rocky Lewis not happy about that. 4 downs now for West to get in.
McCray's going to keep it on the ground. He's in, Jay. Javen McCray, the quarterback draw from the 4-yard line, and 5 minutes and 14 seconds into the contest, the Trojans strike first on a 4-yard touchdown scamper by junior signal caller Javen Peanut McCray.
Well, good blocking on the interior of the West line, and yeah, you're right. Peanut just went right up the middle that time. Hamrick in for the extra point.
Weston Sharp, the snapper. Tristan Williams, the holder. Hamrick's kick is up right over the head of Beacon contributing photographer Jim Moore, and it splits the uprights. Joe Hamrick, the freshman, knocks it through. Boy, what a start for the Trojans. And, Jay, I think if you'd have told anyone wearing green, hey, you're going to throw an interception on the second play of the game, but halfway through the first you'll have a 7-point lead, you take that and run, right?
Well, yeah, and it just shows you how important turnovers are. They threw the interception, but then South Brunswick fumbled the ball right back to West. Then West fumbled the ball again, fortunate to come up or retain possession. So, and the pre-snap penalty against South Brunswick really, really hurt the Cougars. So, a quick 7-0 lead. I think West certainly wants to play this game from ahead, not from behind, and
no doubt
they're off to a
about
good
it.
start.
And Jay, and again, I'm speculating here, but I would guess or assume that West Brunswick's plan was to line up as if they were going to go for it, try to draw them off sides, and if they didn't, probably call a timeout and kick a field goal. But South Brunswick, and it's very uncharacteristic for that South Brunswick defense to jump off sides in that situation. They're such a disciplined, well-coached unit.
Absolutely.
That's not going to work all the time. Angling pooch kick. Fielded. It's fumbled. Oh, fumbled out of bounds. Very nearly recovered near the West Brunswick sideline by junior running back Dylon Bellamy. Excellent kick there by Hamrick, and Brown bobbled it, but it took a South Brunswick bounce out of bounds at the 31-yard line, where the Cougars will take over for their second offensive possession of the game.
The Cougars are led by a real good-looking young quarterback, sophomore Jamison Prince.
He's good, Jay.
1,071 yards through the air, Sam, 4 scores. Now, he has had a little propensity to throw interceptions, 7 on the season. When he goes up top, look for Michael Shrewsbury, 24 catches, 279 yards.
Parker's got it, tripped up in the backfield, worked his way back to the line of scrimmage, and then picked up a yard to the 32. And, Jay, surprise, Carter Wyatt, I believe, was the first one there.
Yeah, well, that's we've been saying that for a long time here at West, and he's going to finish his high school career among the leaders, I believe, all time in tackles here at West Brunswick. He had some help that time from the kid that scored the touchdown last week for West, Tyleek Webb. from his defensive line position.
2nd and 9 from the 32. Prince fakes it. Oh, had a man wide open in the middle of the field, but it was dropped by number 8, Basil Abrams.
Yeah, that was a pass that Basil, who has caught 19 passes on the season, is more often than not going to bring in, but he wasn't able to secure that, so sets up a 3rd down situation for South Brunswick.
And Jay West got to Prince quickly there, and I think maybe he threw it a half second earlier than he wanted to, but it was still right on target. The sophomore signal caller made a good throw. He's in trouble, chased by Wyatt, who drills him down at the 25-yard line. Back-to-back weeks with a big sack. Oh, no, it was 41, Corbin Skipper on the sack. Sorry, Corbin Skipper. It kind of looked like him.
Kind of his impersonation of Wyatt.
And he hit like him.
You know, that one of the things, we'll see it again. One of the problems West has had defensively this year is putting pressure on the quarterback.
Oh, what a kick.
But that is decent pressure there by Skipper.
Jordan McCall thought about tracking it down and picking it up, but a booming kick off the foot of number 10, Noah Harrell. Jay, let me mark this one off real quick. 50 would have been to the 25 and add another 4. 54-yard kick by Noah Harrell. And, man, you know, Jay, that's another kid who we've seen, and not just with his leg, but, you know, from his defensive back position, make a ton of critical plays for the Cougars the last 3 seasons.
46 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 interception, 1 fumble recovery, averages 36 yards punting.
McCray keeps it. Oh, he ran right into his lineman, Josh Smith. West Brunswick just created a gaping hole there on the offensive line, and McCray made the right read to pull it and ran right through it, but then Josh Smith, he just ran right into his back, and it stopped him dead in his tracks.
We'll have to give Josh credit for a tackle on that one, but that was
No
not
doubt.
his intention at all.
Boy, Jay, and if Smith weren't there, I think McCray had a lot of running room.
Clearly, early on tonight, anyway, Sam, it looks like maybe Javen McCray is going to be pretty active with his legs.
And ball's on the
Loose
ground.
ball. Holy cow.
No signal yet. Oh, West Brunswick fortunate to fall back on that one. It results, though, in a loss of 2 yards. It'll create a 3rd and 8. West Brunswick will have a 3rd and 8 from its own 23-yard line. And, boy, Jay, after a good gain on 1st down, you fumble the exchange. That's the second time West has put it on the ground tonight. Been fortunate to recover both. Quarterback draw, McCray stone dead there by number 61, Rashad McNeil. Seen a lot of him the last 2 or 3 years on the hardwood and on the football field.
We walked off from a South game a few weeks back, and we kind of met up with Rashad in the parking lot. That's a big young man.
He is a
big young man. And he's 37 tackles, a pair of sacks for Rashad McNeil. Punt situation for West Brunswick.
Senior Abel Urasek handles the punting duties for the Trojans. Weston Sharp, the long snapper. And Urasek got off a good kick, and Parker picks it up, and West Brunswick with some excellent punt coverage there. Number 13, Avery Clemens, drops Parker at the 45-yard line. So 27, let's see, Jay, 27 and another 5, 32-yard net there for West Brunswick. But pretty good starting field position for the Cougars with 3:21 left in the first. Jay, worth noting, J.J. Cobb was up and trying to run up and down the sideline earlier, still being looked at by the Trojan trainers.
Put a star by Avery Clemens on that special teams play, Sam. That was excellent coverage.
Oh, thought West jumped into the neutral zone there, but no flag was thrown. I think the South Brunswick sideline felt the same way, partner.
Yeah, it was awful close.
So 1st and 10 from their own 45. Prince has got it.
He's got room.
All kinds of running room. knocked down by Darian Bimbo there at the 41-yard line. A gain of 9 and another 5, 14 yards on the carry by the sophomore quarterback, Jamison Prince. Good
Trojans.
tackle by Bimbo, but boy, it fooled the Trojans there when he kept that one.
Took the words out of my mouth. There are a lot of green, and they're going to get called this time, Sam.
Tyleek Webb jumps into the neutral zone. And Jay, it has been a, difficult season for the Trojans defensively. Elaborate, Jay. What's been different
You want me to
this year?
sum it up for you? 39.8 points a game. That's the difference, right? This is a team that last year, I think, or spring season, 5 or 6 points a game. The numbers don't lie.
Danny Parker still on his feet.
But they lost a lot of kids from that senior class, Sam, from this. Well, they played in the spring, but, they graduated in June. A lot of talent, a lot of experience, a lot of good players went out with that group. And so they've been rebuilding a little bit defensively.
1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. That was Parker on the first down carry. And Jay, Hyson Hussein, True Robinson, Malachi Hewitt, Johnny Magby, just a number of really good high school defensive players who are no longer on the Trojan roster. A good play that time by Skipper and Tyleek Webb. They knocked Danny Parker down at about the 26-yard line. We'll give him a gain of 1 there. And, man, what a treat it's been to watch number 3 for South Brunswick run the ball through the years.
Pound for pound, I mean, he may be as good as you get in the conference this year. 948 yards.
Boy.
Averages 4.6, which means he runs the ball a lot. He wants it.
Parker again. Oh, man, West had a man there. I mean, Jay, that play right there was a perfect
what's the flag
microcosm of West Brunswick season.
What's the flag for, Sam? Way after the play was over.
Jay, I saw the flag fly. I have no idea.
Somebody said something. That would be my guess.
They may get Parker for a taunting doing the first down signal.
I don't know.
Maybe. I definitely saw a flag. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike against South Brunswick.
Yeah, and Danny's holding his hand to say, what? Wait a minute, me?
Man, Jay,
I'm the nicest kid on the field. Right?
Jay, here's what I don't get. In the North Brunswick-South Brunswick game last week, I saw probably 5 or 6 kids on each team do that throughout the entirety of the game, and it was not a penalty. But so South Brunswick, the first down stands, but the ball is moved back 15 yards to the 25-yard line, and it still will be 1st and 10.
Well, you don't expect those kinds of plays from your seniors, and especially kids that have the football IQ that Danny Parker does. Offense, defense, kids. He got 4 interceptions, Sam.
This is a great high school football player. Prince drops back, corner route. Oh, Abrams made a heck of a catch over on the sideline. Jay, I think they're going to get South Brunswick for a holding penalty. Boy, West Brunswick with another break there if it's against the Cougars. The flag is down at the 30-yard line. It is holding against South Brunswick. Jay, did you see who the pass rusher was there who was being held?
I did not. I picked my eyes up following the ball, and, Abram dropped that one last possession, but you see his ability to catch the ball there. But all for naught, the holding penalty is going to bring it back. So the great field position that South had just 2 plays ago, holy moly, they're going the wrong way.
So the ball was moved back to the 36-yard line. I don't know how holding on a pass play is only marked back 6 yards if the line of scrimmage was the 30, unless it happened 4 yards past the line of scrimmage. Anyway, 1:55 left in the opening quarter, 1st and 16. Prince in the shotgun, hands it off to Parker. He got a lot of running room, Jay. He's going to score. Danny Parker down the sideline, dives for the pylon, and it is a touchdown. I was waiting on the signal. And so on 1st and 16 from the 36-yard line, South Brunswick hands it off to Parker, and he scampers down the home sideline for a 36-yard touchdown run. West Brunswick now only has a 1-point lead, 7-6, 1:44 left in the opening frame.
Well, if we get a chance to look at that one again, we will see some excellent blocking from the south line. Harrell in for the point after.
Noah Harrell with a successful point after try, and the South Brunswick Cougars have tied it up. Jay, here we go.
Number 66, number 56. 56 is Combs, Caleb Combs. Holy moly. 66, Landon Lynch, it looked like, but some great offensive line play that time, and Parker does the rest, and that is the 19th point after out of 21 attempts for Noah Harrell this year, and 4 for 7 with field goal opportunities. Kid is a great, great kicker.
He is a weapon, no doubt about it. And Jay, kind of, this is just Sam talking here, but a little bit of justice there that Parker was the one to score the touchdown, as I thought the unsportsmanlike penalty was a bit excessive for what little he did after the one first down run. But Danny Parker's 36-yard touchdown run, most importantly, ties the game up with 1 minute and 44 seconds left here in the first quarter from M.H. Rourke Stadium. Boy, look at that kick. Oh, Cobb is back in, Jay. That's JJ. And he is bottled up at the 25-yard line. So about a 23-yard return, caught it about the 2, and then ran it out to the 25. So West Brunswick's offense back onto the field, and Jay Cobb's going to stay out there with the offense. So good to see him back in the game. Yeah,
that's good news for the Trojans. And I'll tell you what else is good news for South. Special teams play that time by a freshman, 34, Jack Early, and on a great stop of Cobb.
Called his name a handful of times this year.
Wow.
Kavon Daniels brought down by number 42, Shelton Bocook.
It's about time. Young Shelton has gotten to the game here tonight. And, wow, 118 total tackles, 7 for a loss, and 3 sacks. And guess what? He even caught a pass this year. So great, great senior season for Bocook. He is an outstanding talent.
2nd and 9. Ball is at the 26-yard line of the Trojans. Approaching a minute to play here in the first quarter. Cobb was wrestled down just shy of the 30-yard line. So a gain of 3 yards, got from the 26 to the 29, and yet again, Jay, West Brunswick facing a 3rd and either medium or long, whatever you want to call it, a 3rd and 6 here. The ball's at the 29, and the Trojans need their own 35 for a first down.
Listen, kudos to the West Brunswick medical staff for rejuvenating J.J. Cobb, because he's carried the ball pretty well. The last 2 plays ran the kickoff back, too. So
they're going to have to call a timeout.
Cobb's
partner.
Good.
That looked hurried from the start, Jay Bird, and he still got it. Wow, West Brunswick really, really fortunate there. They just had the hardest time getting lined up there. The snap came just before the play clock expired, but the run was from the 29 to the 37-yard line, a gain of 8, and a Javen McCray first down ends the first quarter here on your ATMC TV game of the week. We expected a good game between 2 quality teams, and that's exactly what we've got through the opening 12 minutes. It's West Brunswick 7, South Brunswick 7 on your game of the week. And we're back from M.H. Rourke Stadium on the campus of West Brunswick High School. The Trojans converted a first down on the final play of the first quarter. This will be the first snap of the second. McCray keeps it again. Pretty decent yardage across the 40 out to the 42-yard line. And Jay, McCray really involved in the run game tonight.
Well, he is, and we mentioned earlier that maybe we're going to see him, flash his legs a little bit here this evening, and so far we have. The other thing I'm noticing with McCray and particularly with Daniels, boy, he is riding that belly a long way before he makes a decision to pull it or give it, and that's hurt him on one occasion.
That
almost
West
there.
Almost lost it again.
Yeah, that handoff, maybe the run pass option, the RPO, the looking to see who makes the commit first before you release the ball. A little tricky so far here this evening for West.
It'll be a 3rd and 3 from the West Brunswick 44-yard line. Daniels in the backfield with McCray. McCray keeps it again. He's got it again. Ruled down at the 49-yard line, but the Trojans only needed the 47 for a first down. So McCray, again, on a critical 3rd down play, they run that, long mesh. McCray reads it, takes off with it up the middle, and gets enough for the first down yardage.
He's been watching Lamar Jackson, I guess, for the Ravens play a little bit. Hey, look, and no surprise, the kid can run 281 yards and 3 touchdowns coming into tonight's game.
It's Daniels this time, partner.
Boom City.
The more traditional ball carrier. Jay, where did that late flag come in?
I do not know.
It just came from an odd spot.
And at an odd time. What? I mean, what? Procedure. And
Jay, based on the referee's flag, whoever the call was correct, as Coach Hickman was none too pleased with one of the Trojan wide receivers. So what would have been an 11-yard gain and a first down and move the ball to the 40-yard line. Instead, it's going to be a 1st and 15 from the West 44. Boy, Jay, that changes the whole complexion of the series, doesn't it?
Penalties just kill you, Sam.
Yep. Boy, West Brunswick did not like the defensive look from South Brunswick as Coach Hickman raced down the sideline to call a timeout. Yes,
Sam,
sir.
A briskly played first quarter, and we haven't had much of a break. I'm dying to ask you. There are some playoff implications here tonight?
Absolutely,
and I was trying to figure it out. So if North wins and North is playing Ashley tonight, they will secure the automatic berth. Correct?
Yep, the league's lone automatic 3A berth.
Okay, folks, we're talking about the playoffs, which begin next week. If South wins tonight,
they're certainly in as a wild card. And I think South Brunswick is in regardless of tonight's
result. Either way, they've got enough points. They got a new formula this year, and it looks like South and North will probably be in. But if West could win tonight, they have an outside shot.
So I think the limb is sturdy enough, Jay. I think if the Trojans win, they're in. I think.
So 3 teams.
I mean, it's not guaranteed.
No,
obviously, they'd have to get a wild card, but they'd have to jump 3 teams.
3 teams. That's
but it's possible because South Brunswick
has 6 wins, and they're going to get credit for all those beating the team. Yep. So a lot of playoff stuff going on here tonight, folks.
1st and 15, and McCray sacked behind the line of scrimmage. And look at Avery Clemens was running alone down the middle of the field, but somebody from South Brunswick came untouched off the left side of the defense.
There were 2 somebodies.
Okay, good eye.
Demarius Wise, 65. That's his 4th sack of the year, and 38. Garrett Frazier is just a tremendous player. 8 sacks coming into tonight's game, Sam. This South Brunswick team defensively gets after you. 23.5 sacks, 38.5 tackles for a loss, and 8 interceptions. That is doing it.
So 2nd and 17. Oh, a great throw from Javen McCray to number 7, J.J. Cobb. And, boy, Jay, on a 2nd and 17, West runs a play-action sprint out, and McCray just throws a rocket to the near sideline, and Cobb makes a great catch for a first down.
I bet Peanut McCray just teases the heck out of you in practice when you see him make throws like that, running against his body and delivering a strike and a wonderful catch by J.J. Cobb.
On a 20-yard gain for West Brunswick on 2nd and 17 or 18. So now they've got a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line of the Cougars. It's Kavon Daniels right up the middle, wrestling his way toward the 35-yard line, but stopped a couple yards shy. So South does a good job defending the run on that play, and it will set up a 2nd and 8 from the South 37. It was Rashad McNeil for the Cougars on the stop.
And it was Andre Page from his offensive line position getting downfield and helping Daniels pick up those yards.
McCray in the shotgun. Mikey Smith in motion, and the ball was snapped before McCray was ready.
McNeil.
And Weston Sharp knows it. Jay, as soon as the play happened, Sharp put both of his hands on top of his helmet, seemingly, realizing what he had done. It was just a
I'll still take
badly timed snap there.
I will still take Weston Sharp
any day of the week.
Yeah, that kid's an awfully good snapper, center, and only a junior. So he's been doing this, I think, since he was a freshman at West Brunswick.
Yep, and he's turned into a fine offensive lineman. Another sprint out.
Pressure.
Cobb kept his feet. And West is going to have a 4th and 11 from the 40-yard line. So West got about 6 yards of it back, but that's going to bring on the Trojan punt team and senior Abel Urasek. Boy, Jay, the negative plays, get you a 2nd and 8 from the 37. You like that spot.
Yep.
And then a snap that was just a little too early. And it's bobbled. Daniels picks it up and loses about 6 or 7 yards, and then West Brunswick not able to convert on 3rd and a mile.
And again, Sam, you can get away with some loose play against not so good teams, but when you're playing a good one like South, kind of tough.
Urasek's punt.
That's a great punt.
A Trojan bounce and rolls to a stop right at the 11-yard line. So a 29-yard kick, and Jay, from the 40-yard line, you'll take one that pins the opposing offense inside the 20. What do they say? Every day of the week and twice on Sundays,
you're not
right?
joking. Great kick by Urasek. What a great kid, Sam. 5'11" senior, plays some tight end, plays some middle linebacker. Just a good kid, a good person, and a pretty darn good football player, too.
Jay, I am proud to say I know him exceptionally well, married into his family, and, they just don't make him a whole lot better than West Brunswick's number 6, Abel Urasek. I will tell you this, Jay Combs, if my 5-year-old son, Huck Hickman, who hopefully is watching from home tonight, turns out to be a lot like him, I'll be a happy kid.
Well, that's a pretty nice
happy
tribute.
dad, sorry.
Nice tribute for sure. Nice run that time by, guess who, Danny Parker, right? He's good for 5 just about every time he touches the ball.
Yep, that time he got about 7 out to the 18-yard line. So 2nd and 3, handoff to Parker. I think it was 44 Carter Wyatt in on the stop, but Jay, it feels like an important drive as South is now gashing the last few plays, at least, that South has run offensively, really gashing the Trojans on the ground.
You know why they're gashing? 56, Caleb Combs.
Your grandson.
I'm going to try to find out, maybe.
Another handoff to Parker.
Wow. Well, 30, Noah Helms with the stop, but not before Parker picks up another first down. This kid is a grinder, Sam. I mean, he just keeps coming at you, coming at you. You talk about a motor. Danny Parker got a big-time motor.
Jay, I think another run of about that yardage, and I may be thinking about calling my final timeout of the first half and trying to figure out something. Part of it is their receivers on this end are so far to the numbers. You're taking two or three.
Spreading them out.
Exactly.
Right?
You're taking 2 or 3 kids out of the play. Big-time hit there.
Mikey.
It was Mikey Smith and number 30, Noah Helms there, who dropped Prince after a gain of just 1 yard. So a better effort that time defensively for the Trojans. It'll be 2nd and 9. South Brunswick's ball at its own 39-yard line.
Sam,
6 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first half. Sorry, Jay.
No, don't you think Mikey Smith quietly's had a pretty good senior year?
He has. He has. And, boy, Jay, he's played a lot of snaps. A lot of snaps.
And
right
there on cue.
He made another great play chasing Parker down from the backside. Parker marked down at the 41-yard line after a gain of 2. So 3rd and 7 here. Ball at the 41-yard line.
Big down play for West Brunswick on this one. Yeah, Smith 36 tackles before tonight, and gosh, now he becomes one of their special kick returners too, right? Because a lot of those short kicks end up with Mikey Smith, but right now he better focus on D and see what South has got in store.
3rd and 7 from the 41. Bubble screen.
That's a hold.
And West was there. Very, very well defended as Jamison Prince got the snap and rifled it out to number 17, Michael Shrewberry. So, Jay, they allow a few chunk plays in the running game with Danny Parker. And Jay, coincidentally, the minute on 1st and 10 that they didn't hand it to Parker this drive is kind of when the series unraveled a bit for the Cougars.
You know, sometimes you want to dance with who you bring to the dance, right? And they got away a little bit that time, they being South.
Good snap. Booming kick. A chance for Cobb. Boy, wow. excellent punt coverage. I'm telling you, Jay, Cobb is incredibly dangerous. But, I mean, it looked like there was about 14 white shirts down to tackle him right there.
Well, and a couple of them, Bo Cook being one, but Luke Dilgard, a sophomore. Now, they just see him as a defensive lineman, and indeed he may be, but he played pretty good kick coverage that time. Did Luke Dilgard, I'm guessing that was his brother that was the quarterback.
Roman.
Yeah.
Yep. So West takes over, 4:41 left in the second quarter at its own 29-yard line. Cobb in motion. They fake it to him and give it to Daniels, and he carries a host of Cougar tacklers all the way out to the 35-yard line. A good gain on 1st and 10 will bring up a 2nd and 4. Ball is at the 35. West needs the 39 for a first down. 2nd and 4.
Sam, you might be well served here in saddling up Kevon Daniels and ride him as long as you can and as far as you can go. Nope.
McCray kept it that time, and he lost yardage back to the let's see where he's marked, partner. There's a timeout on the field. It's McCray now this time. Oh, he lost his shoe.
Yeah.
So he did not lose yardage, actually, Jay.
Just
was
the
ruled
shoe.
Down. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I think he'd take that. I'd rather lose a shoe than yardage.
I know his coach would.
So after a successful running play on first down, the Trojans get nothing on second. And, suddenly in this drive late in the second quarter, they face a critical 3rd and 4.
How important is it to stay on time, right, as they say? And which way is this one going?
Delay a game?
No,
that usually comes from the ref in the very back, right? False start penalty against the Trojans. Jay, I'm sorry, I did not see it at all. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I did not see who moved or when. So sorry, viewers out there. I just didn't get a look at who moved a little early or too soon for the Trojans. What I do know is going from 3rd and 4 to a 3rd and 9 on an unforced error penalty Man, those just will kill you.
They'll kill you. And the other thing, Sam, if they don't pick up this first down here, they're going to give the ball back to South with a lot of time on the clock.
Kevon Daniels, Jay, looked for a brief second like he might have enough running room to get the first down, but he ends up about 3 yards shy of the line to gain. The ball's moved out to the 36-yard line. It'll be 4th and 3 for the Trojans.
The brief second closer was Bocook. He can take that daylight away from you pretty quick, Sam.
Absolutely. Jay, I think West will run this play clock all the way down to a second and call a timeout, assuming South Brunswick does not jump offside as it's getting late here in the first half.
Certainly do not blame them. They took that possession about I think there was like 4:15 on the clock, and didn't really take much off of it.
And Jay, I mean, right there is a prime example of it seems like a simple enough penalty, but you've got third and 3 or third and 4, and you've had some success offensively, so it doesn't feel like an impossible task. And you have a false start penalty, which those aren't forced by the defense. You just either someone moved and committed a procedure penalty. And, then you get, 4th and 9, a 6-yard run from Daniels on third down that otherwise would have been enough to move the chains.
And guess what, Sam, perfect setup on your part. Daniels averages 6.1 yards per carry. So they let an opportunity get away there. They're going to have to get the defense back on the field, and they're going to have to play some good special teams here. West needs a good kick from Urasek.
Nope, it does take a West Brunswick bounce and rolls out right at the 33-yard line. So 14 and 17. It was a 31-yard punt by Urasek and no return. And probably, Jay, most importantly, you kicked it away from Danny Parker. I think, if South Brunswick obviously wants to get it in three's hands as much as it can, and if you're West and you can avoid kicking it to them, you do it, right?
Well, you know what, Sam, I agree with you 100%. And, I believe in any sport, any game, notwithstanding which league you're talking about, but mostly in high school, man, you want to get it in the hands of your best players as much as you can. So keeping it away from Parker, good for West.
Play action.
You got somebody.
Oh, little miscommunication there between Jamison Prince and Basil Abrams. It was number 9, Jordan McCall, in coverage. And, boy, Jay, defensive coordinator Caleb Pardue and Coach Hickman and DB's Coach Aaron Powell have been so pleased with his development as a defensive back.
He has gotten better, he being Jordan McCall, the junior wide receiver cornerback.
2nd and 10 from the 33. Parker runs right into the teeth of the West defense. Corbin Skipper.
Gosh.
Who is 31, partner?
I don't have a 31, Sam, and maybe somebody up from JV or.
We'll see if we can get help with 31 there.
Robert Laney. Thank you.
Lanny. 3rd and 10 from the 33-yard line. They fake the handoff. Oh, it's blocked. It's blocked. Enough for a first down and then some. So South Brunswick had the Trojans outflanked there. An 18-yard pitch and catch from Jamison Prince to number 12, Mark Bishop. And that is enough for a South Brunswick first down.
Yeah, Mark Bishop, a nice ball player. He's a young sophomore, too, the backup quarterback, but a very capable receiver. This is just a well-designed and executed play by South Brunswick.
Overthrow. Free safety number 8, Tupac Coogee in coverage down the field there. Again, the pass intended for Basil Abrams. It'll set up a 2nd and 10 from the 49. And Jay, South Brunswick with plenty of time here with 1:42 left in the half and all 3 timeouts. It's just a matter of what they want to dial up on offense here, trying to trying to take a lead into the halftime break. And remember, the Cougars get the ball after intermission, so a chance for the Cougars to take a one-score, potentially even a two-score lead.
And the other thing to remember, they got a good kicker in Noah Harrell.
Oh,
wow.
Deflected by number 17, Michael Shrewberry.
Yikes. That was dangerous for South.
Yeah, it was. Boy, Jay, you have to ask, you talk about a tough kid, Shrewberry. You have to ask Aaron and Nathan about the hit he took against North Brunswick.
Last week.
I mean, he took a shot, and Jay was down briefly and came right back in the game. I mean, it is a tough cookie.
Yeah, he's had a great year.
3rd and 10 from the 49-yard line. And false start. Jay, I happen to hear the West Brunswick coaches coming in through my earphones.
He moved.
And again, I didn't quite see it, but
those guys do.
Those guys don't miss it.
No.
So that backs South up 5 yards and sets up a 3rd and 15. 3 plays ago, South Brunswick converted on a 3rd and 11 or 3rd and 10 on a bubble screen. So we'll see what the Cougars do here on 3rd and 15 from their own 46-yard line.
Oh, gave it right back.
And gave it right back. Carter Wyatt, the Duke commit, jumps off sides.
I guess Carter was probably just anticipating a count or something.
Trying to time the snap.
Yeah, and he got caught. I'll still take him. Don't worry about it.
Likewise. So, everything we said about 3rd and 15, forget about it. Back to 3rd and 10 from the 49-yard line. Prince in the shotgun. Boy, got great pass protection. Oh, he's got a man, partner. Oh, defensive pass interference penalty. It's going to be against number 20, Darian Bimbo. And Jay, he got there. He just never turned around to make a play on the football.
Yeah, it looked like he was in pretty good position in terms of.
And that's going to move the ball all the way to the 34-yard line of the Trojans and be a first down. Jay, 60 seconds ago was 3rd and 15 or 16 from their own 46. And, you jump off sides and then commit a penalty, and now South Brunswick is 34 yards away from taking the lead here in the first half.
Well, and again, it underscores what penalties can do to you, right? I mean, there's South Brunswick advancing the ball and not even completing a pass or successfully running it. They pick up all those yards because of, in this case, West penalties.
Parker. I figured that was coming, partner, before this drive was over. It was going to end up in Parker's hands. Carter Wyatt was there. T.T. Hussein was also involved on the tackle. A gain of, what, Jay, a yard? Maybe 2?
But, and don't forget, South Brunswick does not have to score a touchdown here. They,
Nope.
a field goal, and they got a good kicker in Noah Harrell if they can get it down close enough.
Pass intended to the near sideline for Basil Abrams. Falls to the turf, incomplete. That stops the game clock. There are 55.6 seconds left in the first half. Jay, one thing working in South Brunswick's advantage right here, where they are on the field, you don't have to really worry about, giving it back to West, so much. You're inside their 35-yard line, so you might be thinking 2 plays
shots
here.
Sure.
If you can't convert on 3rd and 8. But first things first, 3rd and 8, ball's at the 32. Pressure. Deflected, it's picked off. Michael Simpson came up with the interception off the deflection, and he is knocked out of bounds at around the 30-yard line. A penalty flag flew in really late. I believe it's going to be a block in the back of some sorts on the return. Jay, did you happen to see who deflected it? Was it Helms?
I did not. I couldn't tell the number. I don't know if we get a chance on a replay look. Maybe we can tell. There's the blocking foul. Sam, we're going to watch it again. That was a quick. That was 30 Helms.
Yep.
Yeah.
Noah Helms got in the passing lane, got his hands up, deflected it, and Michael Simpson, the junior, snares the interception. So West comes up with its second takeaway of the ball game.
Helms, a couple of interceptions on his own this year, and he gets an assist on that one, doesn't he?
Jay had one earlier, a big one earlier in the season in the fourth quarter against Ashley, and he had one last week against New Hanover that set West up with excellent field position. So, Jay, 46 seconds left.
Hang on to the ball,
man,
if you're in green.
Well, South has 3 timeouts left, so I don't know if West will put it in the air. Jay, I'm really surprised. Okay, there it is. There it is. I was going to be shocked if South Brunswick didn't use its timeout after that first down run. And Jay, here's another aspect of every level of football. And I know sometimes in the first half you rather call a timeout than take a delay a game or get organized or settle your team down. But man, if you can hold on to those babies until late in the half,
sure.
I mean, even if South only had 2 left when this drive started, West could have run, take a knee, and South wouldn't have been able to get the ball back. With all 3 timeouts, if you stop West shy of getting a first down, you could call a timeout with probably 20 to 25 seconds left and force West to punt, and you can come after it.
That's right. Anything can happen. So good observation on your part, Sam. And
huge end of half sequence right here. Enormous.
If West Brunswick is not able to move the ball, they better hang on to the ball, right? And
yep, that's right. It's a give to Daniels. He was hit very shortly after he took the handoff. He got across the 20 to the 21-yard line, but the Trojans are going to face a 3rd and 6 here. Ball's at the 21, rather. Sorry, partner. Jay, Coach Sam is running it again on 3rd and 6.
Well, what's Coach Breck going to do?
Running it on 3rd and 6 and forcing South to use that last timeout. And then, if West doesn't get it here, the only thing that matters on the 4th down snap is getting the kick away.
Absolutely.
Even if it goes 20 yards.
And, then you got the snap, you got to catch it, you got to kick it.
Yep.
I mean, there's so many things that happen that you take for granted.
I'm telling you, Jay.
And when you're in these situations, wow, they just they're so big.
Yep. 3rd and 6 from the 21. Handoff to Daniels. Ball is on the ground.
That was a whistle.
But he was ruled down, and South Brunswick uses its last timeout. Boy, only 2 seconds came off the game clock there on the 3rd down run. So Daniels got to the 24-yard line, but the Trojans needed the 27 for a first down. And Jay, you gotta believe South Brunswick is gonna send everyone here after this punt. No?
Bo Cook that time almost raked that ball away from Daniels. And hey, credit to your point, you were talking about handling the timeout. Rocky Lewis and his staff did an excellent job of clock management.
Sure did.
Taking over defensively down here. So now West has got to execute their punt, and that starts with a good snap from number 55, Weston Sharp, and of course some good blocking and protection, and then Abel Urasek better get rid of this one quick.
24 seconds left in the half. A good snap from Sharp. A low kick. Takes a South Brunswick bounce. Don't touch it. Let the game clock roll as much as it can. Finally downed with exactly 15 seconds left in the first half. Jay, the punt was a 19-yarder, but again, he's had much better punts. But the only thing that matters in that case, don't get it blocked.
Yeah,
if they score, make them go 40-plus yards to do it.
And listen, credit the West kick coverage team that time for doing what you were telling them not to do. Don't touch the ball and let those precious seconds get off. Maybe a Hail Mary.
Yep, enough time for South. 15 seconds left in the half. Oh, boy. Wow. Shrewberry got behind Tristan Williams there, the sophomore, but a good job of rolling over the top by free safety Tupac Coogee, and the pass falls incomplete. with 9.4 seconds left on the first half clock.
If you're a West Brunswick fan, you're a little nervous on that one.
No doubt. No doubt. 9 seconds left, 2nd and 10.
Oh, he almost jumped it.
Very nearly picked off. And, boy, Jay, that's one of those where if you can come up with the catch, you've got just you and the sideline. There a lot of green grass.
Was that Benbow over there?
It was Benbow.
Yeah, boy, he jumped it and almost had it.
So 4 seconds left, and, man, you got to think South's just going to take a shot deep to the end zone with 4 seconds left here in the first half.
If you're green, you keep white shirts in front of you. Pressure.
Wyatt got to him. West should pick that up just in case. It is ruled incomplete. And, Jay, I love the decision there to bring some pressure. You see so many times teams don't rush on a Hail Mary, and the quarterback can wait for the receivers to get down there and toss a Hail Mary. But no such luck for the South Brunswick Cougars. A well-played, fast, quick-paced first half, and we are tied at the halftime break on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. It's West Brunswick 7, South Brunswick 7. We'll be back with the second half. We are almost set for the start of the second half on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. It's a regular season finale for the West Brunswick Trojans and the South Brunswick Cougars. Jay, a competitive, tightly played first half. West Brunswick took a 7-0 lead on Javen McCrae's 4-yard quarterback draw touchdown run, but then South Brunswick answered at the end of the first quarter with Danny Parker's 36-yard touchdown run on 1st and 16. South will get the ball to start the second half. What do you think about the first 24 minutes of game action?
Competitive, I think, is the word you use, Sam, and that seems to work. Some hard hitting, probably a few too many penalties, this being the last game of the regular season. But, there's a lot at stake here this evening for both of these teams, both very much in the playoff discussions that starts next week.
Oh, what a play! Jordan McCall makes an excellent tackle on the kickoff team. What a kick by JoJo Hamrick. And, man, the junior Jordan McCall just has made more and more plays as this season has progressed. And how about that, Jay? You have to kick off to start the second half, and you tackle them at their own 8-yard line.
Yeah, that's just a great kick by Hamrick, but even greater kick coverage by McCall. And, Jordan – I think they were expecting him to be playing at this level a little sooner than what he has turned out to be. But, be that as it may, he's at a certain level now, and he is really, really getting good. And, Sam, is there any more room on that field for those trips to the top of the screen?
Man, I'm telling you, they are all the way over to the sideline.
That means Danny Parker up the middle.
Is there any more room in the middle of the West Brunswick defense? Parker wasn't touched until he was about 11 yards past the line of scrimmage, so West Brunswick can't capitalize on forcing South to start that drive at their own 8-yard line. It was a gain of 10 and a Cougar first down.
When they're going to spread you out that wide, man, I'm not sure I wouldn't take a shot at making the quarterback throw it way across the field rather than this. And this being Parker up the middle. Hey, diddle, diddle, right? Parker up the middle. This kid, and he just is one of those feed me kind of running backs, right?
Yep.
Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball.
And, Jay, I mentioned to you at halftime, I expect them to have a heavy dose of Danny Parker here early in the second half.
3 straight carries to start the quarter.
A better effort that time by West Brunswick, but Parker broke a couple tackles that time and moved the chains out across the 30 to the 33. But if you're the Trojans, you got to feel good that they've got a couple first downs and are still inside, their own 35-yard line.
Damn. South right up over top of that ball, and they're going to pick up an easy 5.
Oh, my.
Now, did the ball move? That's the question.
No.
Apparently not.
That's the second neutral zone infraction in about 25 minutes of gameplay against West Brunswick's Tyleek Webb. And, Jay, a team that's moving it as effectively as South is early in the third quarter, you certainly can't afford to give them free yardage.
Again, as we just were saying earlier, you just can't make those kinds of mistakes against good football teams. South 6-3, good football team.
Oh, a mix-up there between Prince and Danny Parker. Parker ran out, kind of looked like maybe on a swing route, and Prince went to hand the ball off or show a handoff, and no one was there. And Prince did a pretty good job of just getting a yard there, and it will be a 2nd and 4 from the 39. South needs their own 43 for a first down. 10 minutes left in the third quarter, tied up at 7.
Tell you who was there, Corbin Skipper. And he's been there a lot of plays tonight.
I mean, Jay, not to harp on it, but, I can't help but think back to 2 seasons ago, the thought that someone against West on 2nd and 4 would line up and even try a quarterback sneak with, big Javian McCrae and Savion McCrae and Hyson Hussein and True Robinson in there and Bryson McCall again.
Wow. Again.
And Jay, South has done this all year. They come up to the line, they bark a count, usually the defense doesn't move, and then they look over to the – oh, it's a false start that time.
Okay.
they got a but that's what South Brunswick does, and then they look over to the sideline, get the play, and then they roll. So West Brunswick got to get it figured out there, although that one does go against the Cougars. It's a 1st and 15, ball at South's own 38-yard line, 9.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Parker got hit from behind, and there's a flag that came in, partner, that stops the clock with exactly 9.5 minutes. So, Jay, do you decline the penalty and keep them at 2nd and 13, or you back them up?
Well, let's see what
they're
coach.
They're backing them up.
I expect they're going to walk backwards. That was T.T. Hussein with a good stop that time. Great penetration by Hussein and a nice ankle tackle. And they're going to take the penalty, Sam, because that's going to walk it back to inside the 30-yard line.
So the ball's at the 29, so they need 21 and another 3. It's 1st and 24. And the game clock running again. Trips to the bottom of the screen. One receiver to the top. Prince in the shotgun, flanked by Danny Parker. First drive of the third quarter. Tie game. Oh, what a play by Bimbo. Bimbo held on to him and was able to bring down the receiver. That was number 2, Jordan Davis, on the catch, but he was wrestled down by Bimbo, who got to the receiver before a South lineman could get out to block him. So 2nd and 24, ball is at the 29-yard line.
30th tackle on the year for Bimbo, 7th catch on the season for Jordan Davis.
They picked up Wyatt on the blitz. Oh, boy, Jay, I tell you, I think South got lucky first that West couldn't make a play and pick off the pass, and then West got lucky that ball wasn't deflected straight into the hands of number 12, Mark Bishop. It looked like it almost got deflected right down into his lap.
Well,
it would have been a score had it done so.
We saw that happen in the first half, and it resulted in an interception for West, and that time it almost intercepted in a completion for South Brunswick.
8 minutes, 40 seconds left in the third quarter. South keeps it on the ground with Parker.
Wow.
Boy, just a great run of 11 yards out to the South Brunswick 40-yard line. Jay, you know you got a long way to go when you get a run like that and you're still 13 yards shy of the line of the game.
Yards, yeah.
I mean, he didn't get back to the original line of scrimmage, and it was a long game. So Noah Harrell into punt.
And Cobb back to return.
Let's see if he'll get a shot, Jay.
He will.
Oh, I think he's going to let it roll out of bounds. An excellent punt by Noah Harrell. So he kicked that ball from his own 30 and got it to roll out of bounds at the 17-yard line of the Trojans. Jay, let me count it up real quick. So to the 50 would have been 10. Add 30 to the 20 is 40, plus another 3. A 43-yard punt, 43 net yards there, and West Brunswick behind the 8 ball to start its first drive of the second half, starting this possession at its own 17-yard line. Game tied at 7, 8 minutes left in the third. RPO, Cobb. J.J. Cobb, ball's on the ground. Oh, boy.
Holy cow.
And, Jay, what's the flag for? Did I see a flag fly in there late? Boy, how lucky when Cobb fumbled that ball, Jay. There were about 5 South Brunswick players there and only 1 Cobb, and somehow he sprinted up and fell on his own fumble. It's a gain of 25 yards and a West Brunswick first down. How about that little RPO there, partner?
They ran it pretty well that time, and, boy, J.J. Cobb, he's just so electrifying and exciting to watch. Even when he, loses the ball, there's something funny happens with it.
Yep, 25-yard pitch and catch from McCray to Cobb. McCray turns it up, got a little bit of running room,
nice
Jay.
move.
Across the 45 to the 46-yard line, 4 yards on first down. We'll set up a 2nd and 6. And, Jay, not to jinx anything, but the pace at which we completed the first half has carried right over here into the third quarter. For the ball's been on the ground about 9 times, but the defense hasn't recovered it much for on the South Brunswick side. So not a whole lot of penalties, not many turnovers, and that has contributed to a fast-paced game here at MH Rourke Stadium. So he picked up, we'll call it 3 yards out to the 49-yard line. And Jay, remember the last time West faced a 3rd and 3, they committed a procedure penalty and forced them back into a 3rd and 8. So let's see if the Trojans can convert this critical 3rd down play here near midfield, midway through the 3rd quarter.
I think Javen McCrae's going to sleep pretty good tonight, Sam.
He's got about 15 carries already.
A lot of activity.
There's Daniels. He's still on his feet.
Boom.
And he's being shoved forward by Maddox Ward, still on his feet, all the way to the 41-yard line, a gain of 10 yards, which is plenty enough for a West Brunswick first down. Jay, it felt like West Brunswick really needed to convert that, because if you don't and you punt it away there, your defense, who just played a 4.5-minute possession, is right back on the field. So a new fresh set of downs important for the Trojans.
Yeah, and the offensive line got off it pretty good that time. And Daniel's one of those kinds of backs that can run over you or run around you.
He's going to try to run around him this time. Again, still on his feet. He's inside the 40, dropped at the 37-yard line. Another gain of 4 yards on first down. And, Jay, that is one thing West has done really well tonight. They've stayed on schedule on first down. Haven't had a lot of negative plays or running back getting hit behind the line of scrimmage. At 4 yards doesn't seem like much, but it just means a whole lot for an offense that struggled last week to find its footing.
It's a lot easier in these second and mid-range situations.
Cobb on the catch, cuts it upfield, still on his feet.
Boy, he is
I
tough.
don't know how he does it, Jay. I just haven't. Boy, he is getting just hammered. Finally, the ball comes out.
Yeah.
Let's see. The line of scrimmage was the 37. He's marked down at the 25, so a 12-yard pitch and catch from Javen McCrae to J.J. Cobb gives the Trojans a 1st and 10 at the South Brunswick 25-yard line.
Cobb has got great hands, and he's got to be some kind of strong, too, because he's not real big. But, boy, he takes some big-time shots and keeps those legs moving.
He sure does, partner. There's Daniels, an
nice
excellent play there.
He dropped that ball.
He did at the end.
That's 65, Demarius Wise. Sam, that kid's a nice player. Clapping his hands.
He sure is. He made a great play there. Just shed a West Brunswick offensive lineman and brought down Kevon Daniels. The ball did come out, but Daniels was ruled down. No gain on the 1st and 10 running play. So as we approach the 4-minute mark, the Trojans are faced with a 2nd and 10 from the Cougars' 25-yard line.
Wise, 285 pounds, a big guy.
Speed sweep to Kevon Daniels, still on his feet, inside the 20, ruled down at the 19-yard line. A gain of 6 yards will set up a 3rd and 4 from the South Brunswick 19.
Sam, one of the few times this evening I remember Daniels going outside the tackles, right? Most of his running has been between the tackles, but that time got to the edge and picked up some valuable yards. Critical 3rd down situation for the Trojans.
3rd and 4 from the 19. Play clock down to 10, and West, they're going to have to hurry, Jay. Play clock at 5 seconds. Now West is on the line. They send Daniels in motion. McCrae keeps it. Oh, boy, and he got bent up backwards. Down at the 18-yard line. So decision time. It would be a 35-yard field goal try. West needs the 15-yard line of the Cougars for a first down. I think they're gonna call a timeout here before this 4th down play and talk about it. Offensive coordinator Jake Holmes. It's a tie game. 2:57 left in the 3rd. You're facing a 4th and 3 from the 18. You got, Cobb in the slot, McCray at quarterback, Daniels in the backfield, Avery Clemens out wide, who hasn't been targeted tonight. What do you like here from a play calling perspective?
Well, listen, I think keep it simple, right? And simple would be either get the ball to your big guy, Kevon Daniels, who is over 1,000 yards rushing on the season, or they have been relying a lot on Javen McCray's legs here this evening. So I would think one of those two options, and watch Coach Hickman and staff will probably come up with some kind of a trick gadget play. I think they were thinking about JoJo Hamrick maybe coming in for a field goal opportunity, Sam, and he is kind of warming up on the side. So
nope.
Is this within his range?
Yeah, it would be a 35-yard kick from here.
And that's what it looks like they're going to do.
Oh, they are bringing the field. No. Boy,
he's coming back.
He carried the tee on the field, but everybody else was
that was the fake.
on offense. So 4th and 3.
That was the fake.
He has Wyatt. Wyatt makes the grab, makes a man miss. Ruled down inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. Huge pitch and catch from Javen McCray to Carter Wyatt. Boy, that was a call right there, wasn't it, partner?
That's a gutsy call, but Sam, was there a little thing going on there with Hamrick going on the field with his tee and then picking it up and rushing off, and they're under center and they throw the ball?
Maybe so, partner.
A little trickeration there?
I didn't think much about it, but you may be on to something.
We'll have to find out, but well executed and first down for West.
So an extra lineman in the game for the Trojans. They give to Daniels, and he is stopped. Jay, he may have got a half yard. The marker on the far side of the field at about let's see. Nope, it is on the 2-yard line, so we'll give him a yard.
Well, remember, this team only gives up about 12 points a game, and they've already given up 7. So they are tough to score on, they being the Cougars of South Brunswick.
Is Wyatt out there with the offense?
Oh,
he
yeah.
is. Oh, Jay, this is a Wildcat.
Right to Wyatt.
Oh, second effort.
Not enough.
Nope, not enough. He got a yard. He's awfully close, but he was stopped shy of the goal line. Jay, I'd call it 2 more times. I do believe.
Just who wants
West back on the ball quickly.
Who wants
and
it more?
South Brunswick wants a timeout with 1:33 left in the third quarter. Jay, is my opinion that it's a must score for West Brunswick, and unless they lose yardage here, I don't think that they'll kick it on 4th down. Let's take a look at the Carter Wyatt.
The pass.
4th down play. Very nearly scored.
Kind of shifty running on the part of the big guy, right?
If Cobb or the other Trojan out there would maybe turn around and block the Cougar that was on about the 2-yard line, Carter may have had a chance to sneak across the goal line there, but an excellent pitch and catch from McCray to Wyatt.
But I'm really curious about that play, Sam, and being that you know the coach very well, find out. But golly day, JoJo Hamrick was 20 yards onto the field with the tee, and it appeared that the Trojans were going to maybe go for a field goal, and then all of a sudden Hamrick does a 180 and beelines it back to the sidelines, and before you know it, West is snapping the ball, and the nice effort by McCray getting the ball to 44, Wyatt.
Speed sweep, partner, to the near side.
Gut up the middle. I don't know,
He's ruled
Sam.
down. He's ruled down at about the half-yard line. The South Brunswick defense comes up with a huge stop on 3rd and goal. Jay, the ball is as close to the goal line as it could possibly be marked without it being in. And West is going to keep the offense on the field.
No. Wow.
West wanted a timeout before the snap. Okay.
Boy, that was the best timeout Brett's ever called in his life, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it was looking like, a fumble or a false start?
A lot of indecision for sure, yeah. And so coaching staff, Coach Hickman recognized that and alertly calls a timeout. This is too important a situation let it just escape from you. So they're going over what the options are now. And I guess it appears, Sam, would you say that they're going to try to pick up the length of the football to score a touchdown?
Yeah, Jay, and that's about what it is.
Yeah.
I scooted down some to see if I could get a better look at it.
If we can get a shot of that, the ball is just.
It's definitely inside the 1, and I think it's closer. I think it's less than a half yard there.
We're going to zoom in there maybe and take a look.
There
you
can
see
it. It's
yeah,
inside the
good,
1 yard line.
Good shot, guys. Great shot. Look at his lineman pumping up at 78. Trey Jones just got whacked.
Just interested to see what the Trojans do here. Oh, he leapt over the line, and he's in. Carter Wyatt from the half-yard line goes airborne, and the Duke commit with a tie-breaking rushing touchdown on 4th and goal. Biggest play of the game so far, and with 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the third quarter, the Trojans have taken a 13-7 lead.
Well, the next big play, Sam, is this extra point. Could be critical. JoJo Hamrick.
Freshman kicker. Didn't get all of it, but he got enough of it. It splits the uprights. Hamrick 2 for 2 on point after tries tonight. Jay, take a look at this.
I didn't know Carter could fly, but apparently he can, and he did there, and he needed it to get over the all the big guys in that line. So nice effort by Wyatt. Great effort by West Brunswick, and they now take a 14-7 lead with 1:08 to go here in the third quarter.
Jay, was really interesting about that and Wyatt's decision, because the ball was so close to the goal line. If you can stretch it out without losing it, you're in.
You break.
As long as your offensive line doesn't get completely blown up backwards, even if the offensive line, it's a stalemate at the line of scrimmage. If you can jump and stretch that ball out, you're in. You just run the risk of losing possession of it.
Well,
but Wyatt held on to that and scored the touchdown.
And let's credit, the South Brunswick defense for really, really making those last couple of yards awfully, awfully tough. I believe that's the second touchdown of the year for Carter Wyatt.
It is. A short kick fielded by Thompson. Oh! Wyatt again. A rushing touchdown on 4th and goal from the half-yard line, and then a monster hit on the kickoff coverage team.
Wow.
And a good return there by number 6, Antoine Thompson. But, Jay, he was going full speed when he got to the 32-yard line, and when Wyatt hit him, he fell right at the 32.
We were talking to Carter's stepfather at halftime, and a couple of weeks ago he leveled somebody from Topsail, and a good friend of mine, Jim Wallace, said, hey, that was a hit you see on Saturday, and I said, no. That was a hit you see on Sunday, right? Because big time hit.
South Brunswick brought in an extra offensive lineman.
Here's a big-time hitter right here.
On his feet. Got across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Jay, interesting. South Brunswick didn't go with the 3 or 4 receivers on the field. They've brought in extra blockers, including 42 Shelton Bocook.
He's a stud, and it may be a lot of Danny Parker here.
Yeah, a lot of Danny Parker. South Brunswick has gone heavy, and with 30 seconds left in the third, South down by 7. South is going to its bread and butter.
Wow.
Oh, he's got a crease.
Yeah.
Does a good job protecting the football as Michael Simpson got him wrapped up, but an 18-yard gain on 2nd and 1, and already South Brunswick inside the 45-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 10 from the West Brunswick 41. 15 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Boy, they are bunched up, Sam.
I thought South got a little head start there. Look, still on his feet, Jay.
Tough.
Just a tough kid to bring down. Ended up with 7 yards there. And that will set up a 2nd and 3. South Brunswick, after the 7-yard gain by Danny Parker, faces a 2nd and 3 from the Trojan 34-yard line. 12 minutes of game action left in this rivalry contest. Right now, it's the host Trojans with the advantage. West Brunswick 14, South Brunswick 7 on your ATMC TV game of the week. We'll be back for the fourth quarter. We're back from M.H. Rourke Stadium, almost set for the beginning of the fourth quarter. Jay, 12 minutes left. West Brunswick leads by 7, but South Brunswick on the move.
Well, an important 12 minutes for West because there's going to be a
false start against Shrewsbury, I do
wow.
believe. The receiver at the top of the screen got a head start. Jay, that was one of those, is it the Arena League or Canadian football where the receivers get a running start, right?
And Arena both, okay. The 12 minutes is important, Sam, because for a lot of these Trojans, this might be the last 12 minutes of their high school career.
Boy, and what a career it's been for some of these kids, Carter Wyatt included. Speaking of Carter Wyatt, he just drills Parker after a gain of, what, Jay, was the ball at the 39? Give Parker 2 yards to the 37.
Our buddy Jackson Fuller for the Star News, we're getting an update on score. North Brunswick 26, Ashley 15, 9:52 to go in the third quarter.
3rd down and 6, ball at the 37. Parker got the handoff.
Wow.
Jay, it's coming back. It's coming back. It's going to be a hold against it's going to be a hold of some kind against the Cougars. A West Brunswick defensive lineman was going to make a play and just got tackled. No. Wasn't a false start, was it?
I didn't see the signal.
Oh, it was. It was a procedure penalty.
Wow.
Boy, I thought they got he must have just pancaked the West Brunswick defensive lineman. It was not a hold.
Yeah.
I just saw a West Brunswick player underneath Trey Ingram, but he must have just clobbered him.
If it was a pancake, Dr. Mike Mosier would, would give him a $5 gift certificate to Bob Evans. Of course, you got to go to Ohio to get it, right? So
3rd and 11 from the 42-yard line. South keeps it on the ground.
Look at Parker.
And a good tackle by number 4, Michael Simpson. And, Jay, with where the ball is on the field, the Cougars are going to leave the offense on the field here with 10:50 left in the game.
Hey, I agree absolutely, Sam. And I would expect what we got, 3rd and fourth
and 8 from the 39. It's at the 39. South needs the 31.
Boy, I'd want to so give that ball to Danny Parker, but he only averages about 5 yards a carry, but they need 8. Let's see what they're going to do.
4th and 8. Prince has got it. 1-on-1 down the sideline. He overthrew his intended receiver. There are no flags on the field. A huge 4th down stop. And, Jay, we haven't seen that kind of energy on the West Brunswick defensive side or the sideline while the Trojans were on defense probably all season. The coaches and players just so much positive energy and mojo after that 4th down stop where Prince overthrew his intended receiver.
This is a team that struggled defensively all year. My goodness, they give up 40 points a game, and here we are at 10:22 to go in the fourth quarter with a season kind of on the line, and they've only given up 1 touchdown. So, the D has played pretty well here tonight. They still got a lot of football left.
A lot of football left, and the Trojans have to figure out a way to keep
what happened?
To protect the football and hold on to it.
What happened?
A false start. Jay, again, man, I'm telling you, I'm losing it. I didn't see it. So whoever it was, there's no argument from the home sideline. So whoever it was is the culprit.
And
a guilty culprit.
And to that point, no argument from South on the previous possessions that they got called for. So I'm really surprised that the amount of kind of pre-snap penalties or unnecessary procedural calls against both teams here this evening have really impacted this game.
So West, instead of 1st and 10, has a 1st and 15 from its own 34-yard line. Kevon Daniels looking for running room, still on his feet. Did a good job to get out to the, I don't know where he was marked out. Partner, oh, he must have stepped out. Oh, Jay, he's ruled down at the 37-yard line. So West must have stepped out of bounds before he lunged. So he only got 3 yards there, and that will set up a 2nd and 12 from the 37.
We had big Trey Jones that time pulling and trying to get him down the field. Not much room. Not much room.
Oh. Couple yards, so gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And Jay, yet again, I mean, how many times do we say it? You know, you get a critical 4th down stop, get the ball back, 1st and 10 at your own 39, and before you can even snap it, you commit a penalty, and you're already behind the 8 ball.
I'm telling you, you know, it's a lot easier to 1st and 10 than 1st and 15, right? I don't care what they say. That time, Peanut maybe would have been better off hanging on to it. He's been playing slippery with Daniels all night long. That time, Kevon carries the ball.
3rd and 10 at the West 39. Not going to get there.
Oh.
Danny Parker comes up and makes a big stop. A gain of 5 yards from the 39 to the 44, but Danny Parker with a huge, huge open field tackle just dropped Mikey Smith just shy of the 45-yard line, and that will again bring on the Trojan punt team.
How can you watch high school football and not fall in love with Danny Parker? I mean, offense, defense. I mean, he just does it all for South Brunswick, and has for his entire career. It seems like we've been calling his name forever, and in some respects we have, but boy, what a pleasure it has been to do so.
Good snap by Sharp. Oh, boy.
That hurts.
That is just a killer.
That one hurts.
Boy, 46 yards and an 11-yard kick. Me, oh my. That one hurts the Trojans there, partner, but South Brunswick still starting the possession on its own side of the field.
Well,
1st and 10 at their own 45.
And Sam, over, you know, our years together, 3 components, right, to football: offense, defense, and special teams. And they're all very, very important. And that time, special teams maybe let the Trojans down a bit, but, you know, we were saying their defense has been playing with more enthusiasm and excitement, and they're going to get a chance to do it here again. Man,
Parker with a good run up the middle, across the 50 to the 49-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 4 for the South Brunswick Cougars. Less than 8 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, the linebacker of today, which is Carter Wyatt, and the linebacker of next year, Noah Helms, combined for that stop. Bang. Nothing fancy, but boy, you're going to get punched in the face here now if you're West Brunswick. And he just takes the ball and gets up. Now, 3 is going to take a rest, which is
surprise.
Number 5, Bishop Brown, looks like checking into the game for Danny Parker. But
Jay, I'm going back a couple plays, but, you know, a major credit to Abel Urasek. After West lost Justin Goodman, its kicker and punter, early in the season, you know, someone had to step in and fill those roles. And, you know, Urasek punting the ball has done it capably and admirably for the Trojans. Basil Abrams wide open on the far side of the field. Pass complete from Prince to Abrams for a gain of 15 yards and another South Brunswick first down.
Yeah, Abram really came out wide open that time, and coming out of the backfield, and a nice throw and delivery that time by Jameson Prince. Now it's Parker time again. You know, I started to say earlier, Jackson Fuller, our buddy from the Wilmington Star News, who does such an outstanding job of covering the high school football, high school sports in general. And I know this week he was saying tonight could be the battle between Parker and Wyatt.
There he is. Danny Parker still on his feet. Finally wrestled down inside the 15-yard line at the 13. And, boy, the West Brunswick defense just getting gashed here on this drive. One passing play from Prince to Abrams for 15 yards. Otherwise, it's been Danny Parker on the ground. And now he's got to tie his shoe as he's still got 20 seconds left on the play clock.
Big guy Shelton Bocook out there leading the way blocking. Gosh.
Boy, even when he's got nowhere to run, Jay, he comes up with
somewhere.
positive yardage. I mean, he got that. There was absolutely nothing there, and he picked up 3 yards on first down. So that's going to be a 2nd and 7 from the 10-yard line. Tyleek Webb comes out of the game.
Big guy Fullwood in. West trying to find a solution to the interior of that line.
Some girth on the inside, maybe. He's about 70 pounds bigger than Tyleek
He's
Webb.
a big, big young man.
But South has some too out there with Trey Ingram and Shelton Bocook. Reverse. It's on the ground. The ball's on the ground. And West has got it.
Who's got it?
West has got it.
And who's got it?
Big Jamarion Fullwood. South Brunswick tries to get tricky with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter on 2nd and 7 from the 10. And the Cougars put it on the ground. And Big J Fullwood falls on it. And the Trojans take over with 5:52 left in the game.
That big girth helped out that time, didn't it, Sam?
Sure did.
It helped out that time.
He smothered that ball, didn't
he? South Brunswick kind of going for a little trickeration there when they were having success just pounding it down West's throat. Still plenty of time. And not much room on the interior of that West Brunswick line for 42 Kevon Daniels, 32 Kevon Daniels. You can't, as good as Daniels is, and he's plenty good, leading the area in rushing, you can't run without some blocking, and there's really no move up front that time.
Jay, I think here late in this game, West is going to just be forced to put it in the air. I think they kind of have to. This time they're going to run the quarterback sweep.
What a tackle by number 3, Danny Hitman Parker.
And Jay, on that one, it looked like McCray had a lot of running room, but it maybe took a little too long to go upfield instead of toward the sideline, right?
He just couldn't. He got to the edge. He couldn't get around the edge, and then Parker comes out of nowhere, as he just is prone to do, and it makes a great stop. Now, the only good thing that the clock continues to move as he stayed in bounds, but, boy, they got a 3rd and
6.
Quite a ways. Nothing. Wow.
Noah Harrell comes up. Boy, they've had so much success throwing the football tonight, and West just the last 2 drives they just refuse to put it in the air, and Jay, I just cannot figure it out, as South has clearly adapted well to the Trojan running game. I mean, that was 3 plays, and the Trojans mustered just 3 total yards.
And looks like maybe a new punter coming in on this opportunity. I believe that's Hamrick back to handle punting duties. And boy, if JoJo can punt, he better punt one here.
Coogee late. They're going to have to burn a timeout.
And that's a shame.
No, they're going to have to take a delay and lose the 5 yards, Jay.
That's a shame.
My goodness gracious.
Holy moly.
Jay, kind of a story of the season, hadn't it been? Just, I mean, you got to be ready on the sideline on the 3rd down play. If you're on the punt team, you're ready on the sideline before the 3rd down snap. Obviously, you see the result of the play and then go. But West Brunswick forced to take a delay of game there.
Well, chances are South's going to get the ball on the west side of the field unless Hamrick can really boot one out. And what happened?
He bobbled it, and it's going to be another penalty against the Trojans, I do believe.
For
false start again.
Oh, boy, now it's 10 yards. Remember those 10 yards. Putting a lot of pressure on a freshman who doesn't punt very often for West Brunswick. A lot of pressure on this kick team.
And Jay, Hamrick could get off the punt of his life here, and South's still going to get it near midfield.
Is that Coach Lewis coming out to ask a question with the official, head referee? Right up there. There you go. Now you can see it. There's Rocky.
I'm thinking maybe he didn't think it was moved back far enough. But
okay.
It was 4th and 7 at the 26, and then one penalty moved it back to the 21, and the second one moved it back to the 16. Or it could have been a clock issue. I have no idea.
Well, Hamrick is at the one yard line.
I know South is coming after it. Oh, boy, South nearly got it. It's a high kick, not very deep. Oh, now you got to down it. And I'm hearing, Jay, in my ear that there's going to be a penalty against the Trojans tacked onto this, and maybe of the 15-yard variety, which would move the ball all the way to the 23-yard line with 3 minutes and 8 seconds left. Yep. A personal foul. So, Jay, it was excellent starting field position anyway, but now, particularly the way South has moved the ball here in the second half, I mean, they're going to take over with 3 minutes left and the ball at the 23-yard line.
Sam, did you see the call? What was the
personal
penalty?
Foul.
Personal
so
foul?
I heard in my ear that a South player landed on a West Brunswick offensive lineman, and the West Brunswick lineman shoved him off, and there was a penalty called.
Well,
so 1st and 10 at the Trojan 23.
Excellent opportunity for South to tie this game. I expect not much trickery on this one, Sam.
No, I don't think South's trying to fool anybody here. Parker inside the 20 to the 19-yard line.
You just got to make
4 yards.
You got to, if you're West, you got to make South earn this, right? I don't know. Some school thought would be just let them score so we get the ball back with a chance to do something. Maybe not.
Oh, Parker bounced it. Oh, and somebody, I couldn't see, Jay, because of the traffic.
That's Hussein.
T.T. Hussein did a good job bringing him down.
Yeah, an excellent job.
Ball marked at the 17, so it'll be a 3rd and 4 from the 17-yard line of the Trojans. High snap. Parker around the right side, brought
close,
down.
Sam.
He's short, about 2 yards.
That's Skipper.
Yeah,
Corbin Skipper.
He's marked down at the 15-yard line, right at the 15. South needs the 13 for a first down. Very important for West Brunswick to not jump off sides, right, partner? You can't jump offside here. We're inside the 2-minute mark. 1:57 left on the game clock. South Brunswick 4th and 2 from the 15. Hand off to Parker. He's got it pretty easily, Jay. Pushes the pile all the way to the 10-yard line. So the South Brunswick offensive line comes up with a huge surge when they needed it most. And they have a 1st and goal at the 10. The clock is running. 1:43 left in the game. Another give to Parker. He's in. Nope, he got tripped up barely, but he is down at the 3-yard line, maybe the 2, where it will be 2nd and goal. Clock still running inside 1:25 seconds. Hand off to Parker. He's going to be a little bit shy as Tristan Williams and Carter Wyatt brought him down.
His helmet's off. Parker's going to have to come off.
Oh, wow. Well, can't South call a timeout?
Well, they could.
And put Parker
probably
back
will.
in?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. Jay, the ball is marked at the 2-yard line. So it is 3rd and goal from the 2, 1:09 left in the game. What a ball game this has been, huh?
It's been a great game. And, again, with the playoff implications at stake here. I mean, as you mentioned, South probably, even if they lose this game tonight, good chance they could be a wild card winner. But I'll tell you what, no way West gets into the playoffs unless they win this game tonight.
Parker on the give.
No.
He got in. Stretches it across the goal line for a South Brunswick touchdown. Excellent run on 3rd and goal from the 2. And South Brunswick has pulled within a point with 57 seconds.
They're going to go for 2?
Harold, I mean, they might fake it, but Harold's on the field.
No. He's one of the premier kickers in the conference. You go ahead and tie this one, I think.
Jay West better be careful not to jump off sides, because then they will go for it. Noah Harold splits the uprights on the extra point, and we are all tied up at 14 all. And Jay, as good as they've been tonight, you just cannot put that one on the West Brunswick defense. I mean, South took over possession
23?
At the 23-yard line.
Yeah. And 10 yards of that was penalties.
15.
More than that.
25, because you had the false start, delay of game, personal foul.
So do the math. I mean, the ball would have been at the midfield or beyond, you know. So, wow. So here you go, 57.4 seconds left. So West is going to get the ball with a chance, right? But have we had an OT game this year? I do not think
I don't think we've had an OT game since
a long time.
Football OT game since we've been doing games together.
Well, maybe we have. Aaron Varnum, our
I certainly
producer director, is telling us yes, we have. So we have. Was it South North? It could have been. I remember the South-North game when South kicked the field goal at the end of the game to win, and we saw South beat New Hanover this year with a last-second field goal.
So 57 seconds left in the game. Harold a kickoff for the Trojans. Jordan McCall got it. He's running sideways and knocked down at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, tackle by Abram.
Yep, looked like as he sprinted past McCall, he just reached out, stuck his arm out, and McCall fell to the turf. The good news for the Trojans, it only took 4 seconds off the game clock. So the Trojan offense on the field, 53 seconds left in the game.
So Sam, what do you do here? I mean,
send Cobb down the field and throw it as far as you can.
As far as you can. You got to be careful. Of course, hanging on to the ball, but you don't want to give it back to these guys too quick. And that's not a good way to start, and they're going to call a timeout.
Well, South is going to call its couple of timeouts, Jay. So now the Cougars have 1 timeout left. So if West Brunswick goes super conservative, they can run it again on 2nd down. South will inevitably call its final timeout. And then West could run another play, and depending on how long it takes and how quickly it's marked, West could just let the game clock run out. But I like what Sal's doing. You're making West snap the ball and execute a play, without putting it on the turf. Jay, I'm literally a little bit stunned that West just seems to throw the ball, because they've had success tonight through the air. A couple of corner routes to Cobb and some screens and, tight end rollouts, but they just don't seem so real interested in
Well, I'm looking right now, Sam, on the field. Do you see number 7?
Yeah, he's out there. Long sleeves.
Oh,
right
okay, I got him
Avery
now. Okay, I got him. Because he was injured in the first half, but thankfully he's got back in and has played, of course, very well here this evening. So, I wonder if South wishes Parker's helmet had stayed on in that last possession.
Timeout, right?
They would have one more timeout, but be that as it may.
So McCray and Daniels combined for 3 yards on those first 2 carries. And Jay, now the last thing you do is put it in the air. If you didn't throw it, because now, if you don't complete it, or even worse, a sack or an interception, the clock stops and you have to punt it back to South, who could then drive down and win. So, with the decision West Brunswick made on 1st and 2nd down, I think dictates what they're going to do here. So I'd be shocked if West, I mean, West could just take a knee on it, and it's automatically overtime as the game clock will be under
and it looks
40 seconds.
It looks to me like they may very well do that.
Yep.
Or did he take it too quick?
Yeah, not 2. He did it 2 seconds in time.
Okay.
So the game clock will run out before the play clock does, and we will have overtime in Charlotte, the regular season finale, a big game, playoff implications, and we're going to have some extra football for our friends here at ATMC TV.
I hope it's not 9 like Penn State was in.
Oh, man. We'll miss the whole Braves game. Yeah.
Well,
5 seconds left.
Must have our priorities here right now.
Yep, we are going to take a quick break before overtime begins with the game tied 14-all. South Brunswick and West head to extra football on your game of the week. We'll be back with OT. We are back. And, Jay, how fitting is it? Look at the head coaches and the 2 captains who will meet at midfield. Carter Wyatt for the Trojans and Shelton Bocook for the South Brunswick Cougars. Jay, this has just been an excellent high school football game.
So let me put something in perspective for you. Between those 2 kids out there this year, you've got 248 tackles before this game started tonight.
So make it about 270.
Yeah, you know, and that's just a tribute to both of these kids that are out there with their respective coaches, Brett Hickman and, of course, Rocky Lewis from South Brunswick. But what a heck of a game here this evening. What a way to end the regular season here on ATMC.
So, Jay, high school football overtime rules. You know, in college you start first and 10 at the 25.
Yeah.
In high school football,
10.
and unless something has changed, and you know, they West Brunswick and South and North didn't notify their friends at ATMC TV, the teams will start the possession at the 10-yard line, where it will be first and goal. It's essentially you got 4 plays, or fewer, of course, if you don't need it.
Who won?
South won the toss. They're going to play defense first, almost certainly. And West Brunswick is going to play offense.
Going toward the
field house.
That pretty new field house down there in the end zone, back of the end zone. And, wow, this is, you know, think about it, Sam. When did these guys start? August the 15th or something, or maybe even before that?
This year they didn't really stop.
That's
because
true.
They played in the spring and then had a month off, and in July they came back for conditioning.
I love Sam Hickman. He is so right. They didn't really stop. So here we are, almost the end of October, and it could be the end of the season for West Brunswick if they can't come out on top in this game. And, of course, South Brunswick likely going to be in the playoffs next week, and dependent upon what's going on up at Ashley and North Brunswick here this evening. And North, I believe, was up 29-15 or 14 in the third quarter. So a lot on the line here.
Jay, I may be dead wrong, but I would just be really shocked if West was able to just line up and hand it to Daniels and just, kind of mash their way into the end zone. South really clamped down on defense late in the game.
They give up 12 points a game.
Corner route to Cobb. He made the catch. J.J. Cobb made the catch. Working against Danny Parker. What a throw from Javen McCray. And what a catch by the junior dynamo, J.J. Cobb. And crucial extra point coming up for a freshman place kicker, JoJo Hamrick.
Yeah, extra crucial for sure, Sam, because Harrell is such an outstanding place kicker for South. So JoJo Hamrick, the freshman, with a chance to give West a 7-point lead.
Oh, a bad snap. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Tristan Williams may have just saved West Brunswick's season. The snap, it wasn't a bad one, but a little tough to handle. Watch the throw from Javen McCray.
Lovely
what a throw.
And great catch by Cobb. Boy, he's a whole lot more than just speed and quickness. This kid's got a pair of hands, and he's pretty excited coming off the field, and well he should. And you see the Trojan fans, you see the Trojan flag. We haven't seen that very often this year, Sam, at West. This team coming in tonight, 2-6, 2-4, lost their last 3 games, but are laying it out tonight against South Brunswick.
Yeah, what a game this has been. So West scores on the first play of overtime, and if they could stop South Brunswick from scoring a touchdown in 4 plays, Jay, that's is that Shilton? No, Parker in the Wildcat.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of Parker, I would think.
He got popped, but he got just inside the 5-yard line, a gain of 6 yards, a really good gain.
Yeah, I don't even see
first down.
Prince on the field. Oh, there he is down in the right-hand side.
He was split out. Quarterback.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So West calls a timeout, and Jay, I probably should have noted that. Each team gets an extra timeout per overtime period. So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. South came out in overtime, lined up with Jamison Prince, the quarterback, down to the bottom of your screen playing receiver. It was a direct snap to Danny Parker in the Wildcat, and he rumbled his way inside the 5 and was dropped at the 4-yard line. So South has 3 plays to get 4 yards here. With West Brunswick leading by 7 in the first overtime period.
Oh, if you're the Trojans, you kind of got to sort of know where Danny Parker is, right? So keep some eyes on him, and if South is going to score here, then make somebody else do it, right?
Yeah,
take a chance.
Jay, do you consider putting 9 up there, and if Prince stands up and makes a throw, you tip your cap,
You
right?
tip your cap, yeah. A lot of guys should be in that box. That is for sure.
It's the Wildcat again, partner. Direct snap to Parker, behind his line.
Oh, that offensive line pulling him forward.
Fighting for yardage, and he's ruled down but he got all the way down to the 1-yard line. Boy, Jay, I think there was a lot of people, even people on the field, waiting for a whistle.
Yeah.
And South Brunswick took advantage. Parker just kept churning his legs, and real strong run. Got it from the 4 to the 1-yard line.
Sam, you look at the beef on it. Demarius Wise is up on that line now for South Brunswick. They're bunched up in there. It's Parker again. Not
short.
This time.
He's short, partner.
Oh, Sam.
It's 4th and goal.
Who?
He got stopped. Jay, Noah Helms.
Oh,
it was
what
Noah
a play.
Helms who came in and dropped Parker. And, Jay, this is it. It's 4th and goal from the 1. South Brunswick must score to extend this game. If they score, an extra point would tie it. A 2-point conversion will win it.
They're
South
probably going to call
Brunswick
timeout.
wants to talk it over before this 4th down and goal snap. The ball is it at the –
watch
take a
Helm.
look here.
Where did he come from? Top of the screen.
Yep, top of the screen.
Quick across. Look at this. That is a football play by Noah Helms.
Big play.
Wow.
big play. Boy, I tell you, if South has a play in that Wildcat where Parker kind of does the jump pass that West did a few weeks back.
We saw West do that,
boy,
yeah.
it would be wide open because West, I mean, Jay, and I do the same. West has got to sell out.
Where's the ball, Sam?
It looks to be right at the 1.
Okay.
Maybe even inside it. Maybe even inside the 1 yard line, Jay Bird. Yeah, it's awfully close. But Prince is back in at quarterback for this snap.
A little different look.
Yep, Bo Cook and Abrams still as H-backs. Prince in the shotgun, hands it off. He's short!
Oh!
He's short! He's short! The Trojans have stopped him! The Trojans stopped Danny Parker on 4th and goal from the 1, and the Trojans stun the Cougars in Charlotte in the regular season finale. I know Carter Wyatt was there, Tristan Williams, and so many others. Darian Bimbo, they're lifting up. Let's see, 35, Mikey Smith got to him first and came up with a stop.
Can we see it
and
again,
the Trojans have
We're going to
won.
look at it. Sam, we're going to look at it again.
Jay, you're going to have to call it. I think I hurt my ribs. Jay,
Let's
go for
watch
it.
It's going to be the handoff to Parker, but wow, who had
Carter.
Wyatt,
It was Wyatt.
Skipper, Helms, lots of guys.
Simpson, Michael Simpson was there.
What a play
Jay,
for West.
A week, 7 days after laying an egg at Legion Stadium in Wilmington, the Trojans entered the game on a 3-game losing streak. Didn't look particularly good during that losing streak, facing a very, very quality South Brunswick high school football team, and somehow the Trojans in the regular season finale earn a victory, and they're going to celebrate this one tonight and hope that it's enough to secure a bid in the 3A state
There's
playoffs.
kind of a convoluted formula this year for the playoffs that will be decided tomorrow. Those seedings will come out. There's going to be 32 teams from the East that are going to be involved in a 3A state playoff action. Pretty sure that the North is one of them from this conference, likely that South is one of them, and depending on how those numbers come out, the West Brunswick could live for another day, and well-deserved. The kids just let it all out here tonight. Really, really just a great, great, great effort, particularly by the much maligned defense of West Brunswick. But when it meant the most, they came up big.
Jay, full disclosure, I did not think, after the first and second down play, South had 3rd and goal from the 1 yard line.
Look at
and
that.
South Brunswick has one of the area's top running backs in Danny Parker. I thought no way the Trojans could stop them twice from the 1 yard line, but Noah Helms and the West Brunswick defense, Carter Wyatt got to Parker first on 4th down. What a stop.
Back to what I said earlier, Jackson Fuller from the Star News said that this game could ultimately come down to the battle between Parker and Wyatt. And guess what? It did. And on that particular play, on this particular day, Carter Wyatt showed why he's a Division I player, going to be at Duke, and just a great, great effort. Happy for West because it has been an un-West Brunswick-like year football-wise, but they'll forget it all tonight or all season if things turn out right tomorrow.
Yeah, Jay, and the Trojans and Cougars actually finish tied in the league standings at 3 and 4, with, of course, West holding the head-to-head tiebreaker. Not that it matters for any reasons. There aren't even really tiebreakers unless it decides a league champion. But we are going to call it a night on ATMC TV, and I'm going to head downstairs with Nathan Evers, the man. Jay, great to have you back, as always. For Aaron Varnum, Jake Godek, Nate Evers, the entire ATMC TV family, West Brunswick 21, South Brunswick 14 in overtime from M.H. Rourke Stadium. Huge win for the Trojans, heartbreaking defeat for the Cougars, who have had a special, special year down in BSL. We will see you next time on our ATMC TV High School Football Game of the Week. Good night from Charlotte.